You are having an identity crisis, that feeling that you don't know who you are nor where you're going in life. This hesitancy to act in a specific direction because you fear you could be wrong if you acted, but also this fear of sitting still because if you don't like the way you are right now and you're sitting still, that's not going to produce anything. The panic of who I am, where am I going in life, will I die with regrets if I don't change course in this direct moment? Also compounded with deeper thoughts of who am I as a man? Is what I'm doing purposeful? Am I a good man? This crisis is hitting a vast majority of men in the world, and it leaves them feeling hopeless and hollow at times. Carl Jung said it this way: the most terrifying thing to accept is oneself completely. And that terror is exactly why most men reach outward instead of inward. But reaching outward isn't the right solution. Not because the answers aren't actually out there, but because facing them inwardly costs something. You actually have to do inner work to seek answers inward. This isn't a crisis. I think this is a better word for vacancy. Here's the difference. Crisis requires outward counsel. Vacancy requires inward construction. When you're in crisis mindset, you seek answers. When you're in vacancy mindset, you build the answers. One is reactive, the other is proactive. Let's break this down even further. In crisis mindset, you're seeking outward approval and for solutions. You tend to scroll on your phone, you scroll for advice, you type into an AI search engine for something, you seek validation. Then you take a deep breath and nothing's changed. You found the answers from someone or something else who's been there before. Maybe you gained the validation or the affirmation you needed to hear, and you feel like you're doing a good job. And those are great words to hear, but only when you did something to warrant that affirmation or that validation in the first place. You didn't do anything. You found an external opinion to confirm this bias of yours. Then you started to feel better about yourself, when in reality that feeling is more numbing. Just because you took Novocaine to the mouth at the dentist doesn't mean that there's not someone painfully drilling into your teeth right now. You found the thing that made you pacified and helped you feel safe again, but you lost the opportunity to grow and respond to a higher calling, one that probably would push you to the next level of your life. Viktor Frankl put it this way: what man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling to reach a goal worthy of him. The comfort you found online didn't remove this tension. It just buried the signal for you to become a better man. If instead of panic crisis and reactivity you chose stability, inner growth, and discovery, you would find true improvement. Let's say that maybe you're having an identity crisis in what it means to be a man. Big, controversial topic these days. You feel that there's two offers that the world has for you. You either embrace the new worldly masculinity, a posture of non-hierarchical, fluid, and emotionally expressive nature, or you get red-pilled into this traditional masculinity that is just toxic and you just stamp all over people because you're a dude. You scroll, you read, you consume, and then you finally feel the one that affirms your feelings the best. Then you completely subscribe to the agenda and shoot down the parts of it that maybe that don't add up to you, and you just write it off as, well, this is the way. Both offers are traps, and not in some political, religious, or even an opinionated agenda from me, but because neither of these identities have you in mind. They have their own agenda in mind. They are identity lenses, if you will, that when given to you and put on by you, you are seeing through. There's not an identity you truly made. Your own natural, true, personal thoughts did not create these so-called truths that you are now subscribing to. The only thing that you did was void everything else that it didn't fit. You don't find yourself by choosing a better lane. You find yourself by building the lane. So what's the alternative? You self-construct something to fill the void. You recognize there's vacancy, not crisis, vacancy within you, and there's a purpose to your identity. Then you make some serious decisions to fill that purpose, not someone else's, your own purpose. That internal purpose has 4 layers: how a man thinks and perceives reality, what he's building, who he is bound to covenantally, and how he stewards what he receives. That's the 4-step plan that cures purposeless lifestyle. And it's summed up as 4 M's: mind, mission, marriage, and money. Those are the 4 domains of the Architect program. It's important to know, though, that you're not building this purpose from scratch. Sigh of relief. You're instead building towards what you were made to be. Jeremiah 1:5 says, Before I formed you, I knew you. God knew you. God knew your outcomes, your decisions, your results, your thoughts, your feelings. He designed you perfectly. Again, sigh of relief. You then need to pursue God and pursue this version of yourself that God has designed for you for goodness. Identity then can be boiled down to two choices. Build towards the man God intends you to be, or erode towards the man the world wants you to be. When you choose complacency, when you choose the numbing agents of the world, the validation, the alcohol, the self-ego, the pride, the social media, lustful corruption, passive living, so on and so forth, you're yielding to a man of the world, or you're yielding to the enemy who's consistently gunning down for you to be a worldly man, and he's good at it. But if you flip this narrative and you take these so-called identity crises as moments for you to get on your knees, pray, plan, and build your life, you're going to be doing your future self a great service. I want to leave you with something to think about. Identity tension is a result of your thoughts and actions not aligning. Maybe your thoughts are, I don't want my wife to work one day. I want to write a novel. I want to own my own business. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. Those are achievable desires, but only achieved when you act, not intend. The man you want to be is a byproduct of the actions you take, not the ideas you have or the intentions you have in your head. So then, the real question isn't who am I? It's what am I building?